Hey, welcome back, brother.
Hey,
Ign'ant
welcome back
Sports
to you.
episode 30.
Yeah, I'm here in the flesh.
Finally, yeah. Well, you were here in the flesh last week, but it was only one frame of flesh. Did you see the
Yeah,
recording I
exactly.
had y'all?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was like, oh, he does this one. This is funny.
Yeah, I had the screen, what you call it, from the thumbnails just hanging around. I got a lot of images of us, just like, random
Yeah,
screenshots.
I wondered because I was just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
my
he
hard drive is
must.
getting full of some silly images.
Yeah, because I was just like, I'm pretty sure I've told him my stories about hard drives, and I was just like, yeah, I try not to keep anything
Right.
I think I still need to delete that last Apex upload and the Road
Well, the
Champion
pictures are
stuff.
easier, and I'm going to be a little more
Definitely.
cautious on the videos from
Yeah,
this point
it's
forward.
definitely yeah, pictures is definitely easier. But yeah, I would assume either possibly your hard drive is a little bit bigger than mine's, or maybe I just might have more downloaded
Hmm.
program wise than you.
I keep a lot on Canva too, just kind of safe there, stashed on there.
You said where?
Canva, like where I edit it all.
Oh
So
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
just make a
Okay,
new
okay,
one
yeah,
every
yeah,
time and
yeah,
copy it and
yeah.
make a new one. So it's all just
Exactly.
kind of sitting there, the old ones.
Yeah. So yeah, with this being episode 30, I want to give shout out to Kenny Smith.
Ooh, the
You know,
big
the Jet.
KS. Yeah.
Yeah, aka the Jet. And I saw another one, Dale Curry. You know,
Okay.
father of the Steph, man who taught this man to have the best shooting stroke, shooting percentage, shooting everything.
Yep.
Go down as the best shooter. You know, kind of break my heart, but Kobe number one in my heart.
You know what would have been good, man, if they did something like a curry kind of beef taco at Del Taco. They could have had the Del Curry.
I don't, I would imagine Taco Bell probably was around when Dell was in the NBA. Because it does actually say, which, dang, I didn't know he was late 90s. I mean, well, he was at least 90s because he got the 94th Sixth Man of the Year. Which is cool.
So wait, so did Kerr ever play with Dell? That'd be funny if he coached his kid that he played either like with or against, something like that. You know, if he like knew him in the league,
I feel like, yeah, possibly.
because they're same era for sure.
But then again, no, because I think Kurt has only been Bulls.
Hmm.
And Dell was Warriors.
I wonder if
before.
they ran into each other ever. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like,
Yeah,
hey, Dell.
possibly. Yeah, I feel like they do kind of have, they possibly have some kind of relationship there. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think Kerr was all Bulls, and I don't think Curry
Yeah.
ever had went there. But
Yeah,
that'd be interesting, right, though.
So our last week we went pretty even again, man. We got some cool games to go through. We're still in Dallas, and it was only Dallas, Miami. Or, I'm sorry, Miami, Dallas, Golden State, right? Because I was thinking the Mavericks had already lost, right, from our last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on.
Well, they lost in between. So we had our last episode, and then they lost in between now and this recording. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, because our last recording, I'm saying like we don't have any Mavericks games, right? It's only Golden State from this point that we're recapping today.
Yeah, we were going to recap the Golden State.
Okay, yeah, but on 22. Okay, so that was game.
It is 22.
That was game. Oh, I'm okay.
That was game 3.
Right. You know, I'm just confused, and that was something entirely different. I think I was just thinking. I forget what I was thinking. Honestly, I think maybe I was thinking like last series, like forgetting like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Got
Like, I'm feeling like you were thinking like you were basically trying to figure out like were we done with this series?
Yeah, because it ended a little bit too early, and then the last series from Mavericks ran late. I guess I kind of just forgot which team got whooped by Golden State. But long story short, there was one. I think here's where it was. There was one more team in the NBA when we started last week, and now there is not.
Exactly.
And it starts with this game here at Golden State at Mavericks on Sunday, last Sunday 22nd.
Yeah.
So that one, we went pretty decent in all of our picks. I feel like we went 2-1 in every pick we had. We each had 2 picks. So your 2, this pick was the plus 2.5 for Golden State. Smashed them. Went with the over. Bro, we couldn't get these over-unders to save our life, man. The over, you went over on the 218. Because you never know, man. Like, I feel like this was one of those games where, Luka probably just put up like 30 or 40 the game before. It's like, yeah, you never know. And doesn't happen. And then Golden State to win.
Yep, and Luka put up 40 for this one, and Brunson, I mentioned off camera, I was like, I kind of felt like I knew how to call these over unders, but at the same time didn't, because I was like, we all know the big three for them, which was Luca, Brunson, and Dinwiddie. They're going to be three main scorers, and it's just like you're asking Reggie and Dorian Finney-Smith, please, like, give us 10 points or more. Like that's all.
Yeah.
Each 10, and then occasionally, off the bench, another one off the bench would be Maxi.
How did he fall apart? Like, not fall apart, but just like disappear. Like, wasn't he doing like a lot? I feel like the
Yeah,
last series.
so yeah, from at least he was doing it enough where it was
Right.
just like, yo, if you can keep doing this, like we got a seventh man,
Right. I
and
feel like he would
we
be
can
that
win
kind of
this
guy.
whole
Like, you
thing.
give him a couple threes, and if he hits them, like, he'd get rolling. He could put up like
Yeah,
15, 18 in a game, but then he wasn't hitting nothing.
yeah, and I'll get to that part about that to
Yeah.
go into that. But yeah, but this particular game, yeah, like he played 24 minutes and 0 points, and yeah, I just want to say, good job Golden State defense, but this probably was some open shots he missed.
Bro, he
It's
was
just
over
like,
5,
yeah, so
all three
because
attempts.
you definitely don't want to see that.
Bullock was 0 for
And
7.
what about Reggie? Yeah, actually, I'm tripping. I'm asking, like, I can't look. Yeah, what about Reggie? 0 for 10? Oh, see,
I was saying 0 for 7 for
and
3, but yeah, 0 for 10 overall.
oh yeah, yeah, okay.
That's what,
I
yeah.
thought you was giving me stats on
No, no,
Maxi
no. I
still.
was still
Yeah,
in. Yeah, I was still just in the. He was 0 for 5, and then Bullock was 0 for 7. So collectively, they missed 12 shots, and a lot. I
yeah,
remember them getting a lot of open looks in the earlier half of that game. I feel like
yeah.
Dallas got a
So,
ton of open looks the entire series.
oh yeah,
Honestly,
definitely, yes, yeah. I can definitely say that. Like, I would just we'll just won't even pick per game. Just they had
overall,
plenty of
yeah,
chances where they could have came back.
they just
For
felt like a more physical Golden State. Honestly, coming into the series, like I don't think anyone thought they were going to get beat like this after the way that they kind of dismantled Phoenix and kind of broke them down.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was up in the air. I'll say, yeah, I'll say that. I
But like,
think,
get yourself in like the mindset of like they had just destroyed Phoenix Game 6. We all knew they were going to win Game 7. I don't think anyone was calling like a near sweep. Like a gentleman's sweep at the end of the day. But I think most people thought it would go at least 6.
yeah, I was like I was in my mind. I was like, I can see sweep, gentleman sweep, but I was like, I'm gonna wait though for game 1 and 2. Let's see how they bring. Like, if they losing by 10, 15,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, what I mean, or 15, 20. It's like, okay, yeah, forget it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
pack it up.
Yeah.
And I was like, after the game, I was still kind of like, I can still see Dallas winning, but I was like, I'm going to predict 4-0, but I was like, I'm not going to be surprised if they win game 4.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so, and that would end up happening, but we had game 3, and yeah, they were doing like I suspected. It was just like, doesn't matter where you are, home court advantage or not, Golden State is just gonna make their shots, be the more consistent team. I feel like always offensively than Dallas. Unfortunately, like, of course it's just not all that, but I feel like that was just really truly the biggest difference. This is
Mm-hmm.
like, because like once Golden State played a little defense, get the job done. Like, now you gotta score.
Yep.
Like, you don't just play defense and just be like, yeah, that's how we win. Like, you got to have a lead, and how do you have a lead? By doing something on the offense side. So
Yeah,
it's
Luca
just
was never really able to
mostly,
get. I mean, I don't know how to word. So he had 40 in this game, but he just never felt like looked a lot more comfortable against Phoenix. He was getting just defended way harder. So even if he was still putting up his numbers, I don't think he was having as I don't want to say good of a time or as easy of a time, that kind of thing. So a little more draining on him. So by the time Game 3 and 4 rolled around, they just didn't have the steam.
yeah. I feel like Luka was still being doing Luka doing his part, and it was just like possibly on compared from Phoenix series to this one, where it's just like Phoenix probably just missed more shots. I mean, no, Phoenix had to miss more shots, probably like
Mm-hmm.
miss more shots. And yeah, and like Dallas just kept scoring just enough just to get by because
Yep.
like Luka had, I don't think Luka scored anything less. Well, I think maybe he had 1 20-point game, but anything other than that, like, he pretty much was scoring like 30 to 40s. Like, Luka was doing superstar numbers, so it's just like, please, anybody else, like, can you
Right.
just you help me out? Like, defense and a little bit of offense. That's all I'm asking. Just mostly defense. So,
Well, that might be a common theme, but
oh,
let's check out
yep,
that. So I think it was the next day. Was it
yeah,
Monday? We
yep,
had
yep. Mhm.
what do we had? So Miami is just as inconsistent as Boston. It seems like they were a 7.5 point underdog, and I'm like, come on, you get like 7.5 points. So went with that. Could not go. But went with the under 208.5 because it seemed like a big number in this series and then for Miami to lose, which was how those two played out, luckily. But this series has been just, I don't know. trying to think how to word it. The East has been just so unpredictable this year, and
Yeah,
it's none of
yeah,
it's like good basketball. Like been very a lot of blowouts, a lot of sloppy games.
yeah.
Like I know a lot of I don't know how to what should I say. A lot of people don't want to focus on the wrong thing. You're probably gonna hear a lot about the refereeing tonight. So I just whereas when you saw Dallas beat Phoenix, they just beat them, and then now you watched Golden State just beat Dallas.
Yeah.
So this has all been just so sloppy. Like it's actually been really, I would just say, in a weird way, just unfun to watch the Eastern Conference. The West has been much more enjoyable. It's just been much more definitive basketball.
Yeah, and I believe this is the like this game has asterisk at least on the Miami side because I believe this was the game where Jimmy had the I think I mentioned it to you where he had the knee kind of problem, so he didn't come back for the second
Mm-hmm.
half, or at least it seemed like it was because like I can't see Jimmy ending the game with 6 points like and only
Right.
27 minutes late. Like, nah, you're not getting shut down
Right.
like that. But unfortunately with that, like if this was the game that the unfortunate you know, thing to happen. Like, so that meant for Victor like to really have to step up and others to step up. But and then some did, but your regulars didn't step up. Your starting five definitely got outscored by the bench,
Mm-hmm.
and you never really want to see that. So
Yeah, dude.
it was just
6-0-9-3-0. Ugh.
yeah, it's like Max is like yeah. I don't know why he only played him 15 minutes, but like Max has definitely
He's been
been
having a groin problem.
okay. And
Yeah.
then yeah, this was one of those games at Bam where he's just like I think they still were trying to figure out like how are we gonna work with you, like you we know you can deal with Al Horford and you definitely score a little bit more than 9.
Right.
But good job to you Boston for this day.
For this one, I just this I don't know what to ever expect like any given night, like let alone the starting lineup or the injuries. But with this Boston team, like I don't want to hear the word superstar and Jason Tatum in the same sentence for like 4 more years. Like I just don't want to hear it. I feel like Jaylen Brown is closer to being like a consistent good player. I know Jason Tatum has more of like these big games, but he just okay. So I don't know exactly. This is why it's Ign'ant Sports, but like he just gives me more of like Carmelo vibes, more of Russell Westbrook vibes, more of like these like
Ooh,
one Tatum.
Tatum.
He
Okay.
gives me these
Hmm.
like one B players, these B plus players, like not like if you build the team around him or if you put him at the helm, it's never gonna be. But if you either build around someone else or lead around someone else or maybe make someone else the focal point, Jaylen Brown, then and have Jason Tatum be the number two option, then I just think Tatum has the ball in his hands way too fucking much. Personally, I think that what's his name, Marcus Smart is just in and out with consistency. I'd almost want to see at this point more Jaylen Brown, more Derek White, more Grant Williams in the starting lineup, Al Horford, and then maybe Robert Williams. And then, okay, I guess we need to start Jason Tatum. So like, Robert Williams come off the bench. But he can't be our number one option right now. It's just the immaturity and the inconsistency is showing every night.
Yeah, I was on the fence between the two because I was just like, as you see, Jalen had 12, and I was just like, I don't think that's really Jalen's fault, but at the same time with Jason, I was like, you would say like, okay, he's doing the 30s and possibly 40s, but for sure 30s, like, okay, looking like the superstar, and maybe possibly finally. Because I felt like it was up till this playoffs, it was still up in the air. Like, who's the number one guy? Is it truly just Tatum and Jaylen Brown, one in both at one, like like
May I
equally.
interrupt?
And go ahead.
Jason Tatum is averaging 26.9 points this season. Jaylen Brown is averaging 23.6. So would a superstar only average 3.3 more points than his second option?
Right.
And like so,
And
what I'm
then
saying is, if you consider Jalen to be the superstar and put the focus around him, and then split because whenever Smart is injured and White starts, he plays awesome. So I think maybe split them a little more, like split their minutes a little more, but then make Jalen the focus. So that now you got Jalen as the number one, Jason is the number two, and then Marcus and Derek White are splitting the point guarding kind of duties a little more. Because Tatum will just dribble the ball for 14 seconds, pass it to Peyton Pritchard on the key, get it passed back to him, maybe try to kick it to Horford for a three, or Grant Williams, someone standing in the corner, and then either it goes or it doesn't. But the ball movement is just, it's none of that San Antonio ball movement where it's like kick, kick,
Oh
kick,
yeah,
kick,
man.
kick, boom. Like it's been very, and sure, there's games where he takes over, and that's great. It's great and it's awesome. But unless you're gonna do that every night, then I don't want to be hearing that superstar.
And like I still feel like, I mean, I was like during the series, I was like the fact that I think most of them only one game so far, maybe two. Jalen had outscored him, but I was just like, I was like maybe he's coming out of the shell. He can be called the number one. But I was one of those people in the ballpark where it was just like, I see you guys are both the same. I feel like this is just one of those teams where it's just like you got a good starting piece.
Yep.
And if you play as a team, you can beat any talented team.
Yep.
Any talented team was supposedly big two, big three, So I was like, I still feel like that's that. Until if y'all win this game 7, and then Tatum or Brown wants to be like go 40 plus like a Luka, every game or practically every
Right.
game.
But that's what it would need. It would need to be like every game. Like I can't be having this 30 points, 10 points, 15 points, 40 points. Like it's just too. I'd rather a consistent 25 every single night, honestly. Just so you know what you're getting from the person, so then you can build around that. If you're going to win and lose by one player's consistency, then you're going to be just an inconsistent team overall. And we've been so we can't win 2 games in a row. I don't think we've won 2 games in a row since Brooklyn. I don't think that's...
I think that's what I heard.
Like, this is disgusting. This is disgusting. I didn't need to hear it, man. I watched it. It's been horrible because we just can't piece together a winning streak, and I feel like that is necessary to win an NBA championship. Like, if we by some miracle win the championship, it's going to be like by just the hardest and most difficult route possible.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what it is. That's what it's looking like. And
Right.
and man, unfortunately, it is going to have to be for this game 7. But it for sure against the Warriors, I see minimum 6. Hey, I don't, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
I
see
don't
them
know
laying
what else.
down. So.
I mean, Boston would have to like start running in there and like tackling them and like really get physical and like either hurt someone or like some like random non-basketball or like they just couldn't beat them straight up.
Yeah.
It'd have to be. We'd have to get some kind of Kelly Olynyk rip the arm out of what's his name? Was it Kevin Love? I want to say.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we need something like that.
All right, but we're not wishing for that though.
We need some Boston nonsense, bro. So what we have for our next game? I'll just click next on the Tuesday. Do we call that game the Tuesday the 24th game?
No, so this is the one I didn't.
Yeah, we
call.
missed this one, but
I would have called Dallas though. Had I did.
This was
though.
The game. Oh, of course you would have. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
I would have called what was it, over under? I probably would have called over. Let's see what it was, just to confirm what I would have called.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm joking because it's easy to say what you can call it now, and it's like this or that.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. And, but no, and then like so, yeah, everything. Like I was like I had mentioned during this call. I was like, oh dang, like I like we've been as always busy human beings. I was trying to be busy transitioning back to work, normal life from COVID, and so yeah. So this one, I was just like, had I called it, I was like, I felt like this would be the over. I was like, couldn't tell you how much over, but I was like, I think this would have been the over, and I would have went Dallas because I was like, I felt like Dallas has shown like we know how to be urgent for at least one game, like show some emergency, like show some seriousness, like we got to get a game on the board.
It's not even that they know how to be urgent for one game in combination. Golden State, not to the consistency of Boston, but they will take a night off.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, that's partially too. It went both ways. So it was like that worked in Dallas' favor. It was just like Golden State's gonna be like, yeah, like who needs to win in 4? Like we can take the gentleman sweep. Like we're fine with that. And it's just like, sure, whatever. Like nobody, like
they're not going to stress themselves over the series at any point. It's like if we can just win by playing like whatever, cool, we'll win. And if we have to try really hard, whatever. We'll just play. We'll play less effort at home. We'll play like a 6 the entire time, and we've already won 2 games. So as long as we just keep winning at home, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that at the end of the day, like no matter what your regular looked in the season, and then your playoff record looked in the season. Like, if you got that championship, you got that championship. Like, that's what all that matters. That's the main goal. Like, the nitty pickers is gonna be like, but it was an ugly regular season win, ugly playoffs, every game 7, every series.
The only regular season thing win that doesn't count is just that random year that they played in the bubble. I don't even remember who won that year.
We did. Yeah, as soon as you said that, I'm like, oh yeah, you definitely know. But
But to
yeah,
be
so
perfectly fair, like there's been no other season that has had a championship tied to it that could ever have an asterisk next to it. I'm not saying that there is. I'm just saying that that's the weirdest season because there was no home court, there was no this, there was no traveling for
yep,
an old ass
yep,
Lakers team.
yep,
There was just hey, let's all go to a hotel, smoke a bunch of weed, and play some basketball.
yep. Yeah, that's the basketball.
But
And
to be fair, everyone
well,
was in the same advantage disadvantage, so that's why I'm not
yeah.
gonna. You can have an asterisk less 17.
Exactly, yeah, because just touch on that a little bit. It's just like the same no fans being there was the same thing. Like it wasn't like there was one fan in there like woo, like it was like empty stadium. Like so,
Yeah,
ain't nobody getting support, or you got your bench, and that's it.
yeah.
So boom, there you are. But
So
yeah,
anything else crazy
uh,
about this game, or
but just look, doing 30 bare minimum. Usually is just like trying to bring his part. So talk his talk. And be like and not expect
right?
his rest of his
That's
cast
why I
to be
said
like,
I forget who voted what. I saw it on either like a little poll or this or that. It was like who's the best player left in the playoffs, and I think I forget the results. It was either people 50% said Luca or 50% said Tatum, and I said Luca 100% because I'm like, why? Like, this was like maybe 2 weeks ago, and it's just I mean this is why like look every single night you're getting the same result, same result, same result, and that's what I'm looking for. That's why I don't want to hear no superstar from
yep,
this other nonsense.
yep,
So our next game that counted was this game I had. I had Boston was a 3.5 point favorite. I just didn't know who to choose. I was like, go Boston, whatever. 3.5 is like not a big enough number, and I kind of have to just ride with Boston at this point. And I went over the 204.5 consistency. Miami just didn't show up, and then Boston to win. So I mean, that's why I've seen the whole Eastern Conference has been just like unfun to watch. Like the 76ers were unfun to watch. Atlanta was unfun to watch. Chicago was unfun to watch. Like the only series that I genuinely enjoyed was Boston whooping on Brooklyn. That was the only good one.
right, right,
And
right.
even then in my brain I'm still surprised
It's
we
still
won
like an
that game
asterisk.
too. We were down 17 points and we won that by 6 and I'm still surprised. We still barely won game 1 with that ridiculous, superstar move. It's
Right.
like Tatum's living off that one play. He had one play in the
Yeah.
postseason, bruh. One highlight, and now he's a superstar. Off of someone who thinks the world is flat. I mean, I don't really even care. And then we got to struggle against the Bucks. You have to go 7 for no reason. They got to struggle against Miami, go 7 for no reason. Probably gonna. I'm not gonna say probably gonna lose because they're actually probably gonna win, but they're not gonna win easy, and then they're gonna get their asses kicked by Golden State probably. So it's all difficult. It's all difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like you see 22, 25, like that's like second year, third year kind of kind of numbers. Like I don't like that's still all-star number. Like you can be called an all-star with no superstar yet.
Yeah,
So
you can be an all-star with 25, but you can't be a superstar with 22.
definitely.
Let's see. So who am I looking for at bad numbers here? I'm looking at Grant Williams, 1 for 4. You can't really, from beyond the arc, you can't really blame him because that's kind of his only role. Marcus Smart's got to
Yeah.
go more than 1 for 5 for the field. Like, I mean, layup, this, that. How many assists did he have? If he only went 1 from 5, he better had like 10 assists. 4. That's not good enough.
Yep.
So Horford put up the 16. That you can't really ask much more from Big Al.
Like you like I feel like your big three is those three. That's the scoring wise. Like Marcus is like the PJ of Miami. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you're here for sure for the defense. We get trash buckets. Get your garbage buckets.
But look
We
at what
can't.
my number 9 did, man. Coming up through, like, I mean, this game. I think this might have been one of those injury games. He had more minutes than Marcus, so he came through with the 14.
Yeah,
But even then, like 6 more minutes, and he almost had 3 times more points. So
exactly.
he's just been playing better lately. I'm just glad we got Robert Williams in. I mean, I'm not looking at him for the points. He's been awesome. He's like one of those
Oh
guys
yeah,
who's not
definitely.
a what do you call it? Like he's not a stat sheet kind of guy.
Yep. Yep.
But he's out there, and that's been 10 rebounds. Damn, that is a stat sheet kind of guy. Wait, Tatum had 12 on one night? All right, that's pretty decent. If he's going to put up the 22, 12 rebounds is pretty sweet. I'll give him
Right.
that.
Oh, he almost had triple double. Nice assists too.
Um,
See now, if you could do that, like if you gonna be scoring like
right,
low like 20s, but if you getting triple doubles, okay,
right.
now you superstar. Like it's like you got to be doing something,
Yeah.
the crazy things to be like, all right, now this is superstar status. But yeah, I still wouldn't give it to him. I still think
I mean,
just all
in
star.
Browns, 25 was still a sloppy 25, shooting 10 of 19. I mean, 5 of 9 is nice, but 0 from 1, free throw. Like, I'll.
Yeah.
Free throws are always going to be one of my big things, man. It's always going to annoy me so much that some teams / players are just bad at free throws, and
Yeah, that I think as far as every time I grew up, everybody was just like free throw is the one thing we should be
you
good
have
at.
to. You have to, man. It's like
Like there's nobody in front of
it's
you.
the
It's
gimme
just
of gimmies. Like you're big,
you take
you're
your
tall,
time.
you're like I don't know, like 14 feet away. It's like can't. Like,
Yeah,
we've all trashed. It's like it's got to be the same for you, man. Like I mean, come on now. So
so yeah,
I'll never in a
I
million years
need.
buy the well, their hands are really big because I can throw a bouncy ball more accurately than I can throw like I don't know, a bigger ball. Like it's like I don't know, like just do it. Like a tennis ball, if it's in there, like any size ball is fine, but once you get bigger, it gets harder. So if your hands are bigger, it should be easier. Like
Right.
that's not a well, they've got so much control that they just can't do it right. It makes no. They're so tall and they're so close to the basket that it's just really hard for them to do basic maneuvers. Like that's just
Yep.
not an argument that I will ever accept.
I wouldn't either.
So but I don't know. This game is the theme of this series, where it's like one team showed up, one team didn't. We were kind of talking the same thing
Yep.
last week, and we will see the
Yep.
same thing in future games. I just clicked off that. I feel like there's nothing more special about it.
Yeah, yeah, no.
We got your
It's
next
like,
game right on the
yep.
26th.
Where they did the gentleman's sweep.
Yep, this is the final 2-1. What did you have? You had Golden State -7.
Yep.
See, I actually just checked this one. I had to give myself a little fist bump. Like, oh, he didn't go 3-0 because I'm like getting 3-0 is hard right now, and I haven't gotten any in a minute, so I can't be having you getting some while I'm not.
Right.
You had under the 215.5, which is you never know who's going to shoot out what. I mean, Dallas
Yep.
could have so
And
easily come through with just like the what you call it, like the 90. Like you never know.
yeah,
You
yeah.
never know.
I was
And then to win
look.
for Golden State, which you had.
So they needed 108 from both sides, and I was
Yep,
just
yep.
like, look at Dallas, 110, barely got it done, And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I like, I always tell myself, it's the two things. It's like, can Dallas do their part, and then if Dallas don't do their part, it's like how much Golden State is gonna go overboard on their
Right.
part, because we all know they're gonna for
I was
sure
gonna
need
say
their
they like to
part, and
pile
then
on. They definitely like to pile it on.
yeah, so this is like they're gonna pile on just sometimes a little, sometimes too much, and this was like too much, just 12 too much, 12 points too much, So like
Right,
once it
right,
was,
right.
you should have seen me. I was at the fourth quarter, and it like once they hit the hundreds, and they kind of was like 80s, and I was like, okay, cool, stay 80s, and they got to 90s, and they started getting closer to the 108, so they went
Yeah.
into the 108, and I was just like, okay, I was like Dallas got 18 points. That's all you can score. And they was getting there, and I was like, but it's too much time. We only half a fourth quarter, and I was like, no.
I knew this game
By
was
the
gonna
time,
be. I actually stopped watching this. This is a blow. Yeah, this is when they got their ass kicked. I stopped watching this game around halftime, and when I saw that Golden State was at 70 for half, were they just under? Because I remember they were like right at 70. Let me check the box. They
oh,
were just under. At one point, they were at
yeah,
69.
just under. Yep, 1 point.
Yes,
Yep.
and I was like, bro, they got 70 at half. This is going over. 100%. This is going over.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, okay, 70 at the half. I was like, yeah, because I was like, I don't think they can. I was like, maybe they could just only score 20 each quarter.
Bro, some of these
But I was
Boston
like,
Miami games have had like 80 combined at the half. 40 and 40.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, so I was just like, yeah, I was like, I need for sure both sides to only score 20 each, I think, and I can get my over my under, but I was like, for sure I would love to see like 15s, like lower than like the 10s.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I don't see that happening. I was like, both teams defense is not that great, and I would just be more along the lines of just like simply people missing open shots.
Well,
Um,
I feel like that factor right there is the least, I'll just say hardest to predict factor. Like, how do you know when Curry's going to have a 20-point night or a 35-point night? I feel like that's just impossible to guess.
Yeah, because this one he only had a 15, but he was the dagger.
Wait, was
like
it really
like
15? I didn't
so,
even look at the box. Did he really only have 15 that night? That's
yep,
hilarious,
yep,
bro. That's hilarious. I didn't even
yeah,
look at I
yeah.
was
Like
pulling that number out of
when I
nowhere.
went to like I saw, like I said, I was talking about because I think, yeah, I didn't see all of it, but I was seeing like middle towards the end ish, and then I like me too, like I cut it off. Like I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
this
that
should
was
be
a
in the bag.
garbage time, bro. Once we're down by 20,
Uh,
it's like, nah, we're done.
yeah, I was like,
In
this should
Golden
be in the
State. It was in
bag.
Golden State, right? Yeah. Down by 20
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Golden
yeah.
State, game over.
Yeah, but they did make comeback after as you see. But I was just like, I still was like, yeah, I don't think they winning this still. Like they're gonna hit
Ish.
a
Let me see.
three,
Did,
not
did
just
they win any
gonna.
quarters? They won. Okay, they won the third, and then they tied the
Yeah,
fourth.
yeah, yeah. They won the third, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they needed because I was like, yeah, you're down by 20, like,
Right.
it's like, so what's her name? But yeah, I was kind of surprised. Like, I was like, oh, let me look at this box score, and it was like, oh, okay, cool. Like the first thing I saw was Clay with 32. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, let's see Steph, and I was like,
Bro, I
at the
can't
time, I think
imagine
only like
what I mean. We can try and find the stat someday, but I bet the percentage of games that where Golden State has Clay scoring more than 30 points and then winning has got to be like above 90 because he's like not the X factor, he's like the B factor. Like if he goes off, I call him the C factor. If he goes, I guess it's K for Clay. If he goes off, it's just like it's game over.
yeah, I think there is a stat like that where it there is good stats for
Right,
sure
like
on
how Pro
him.
Football Focus has like every little stat. I'm sure there's an NBA one.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, yeah. They go into that because of course it was the Splash Brothers, but then for nights like this where you wouldn't really call this the Splash Brothers like old times, and it was just like all right, well when one of the Splash Brothers come through, like that'd be another specific stat kind of fact they have, and yeah, I think yeah that's one for sure for Clay because there's been definitely countless times when he had more than Clay. I mean Steph.
Yeah.
and what yeah, and that was just one of these, and it was great. Like it was like, hey Clay, nice to see you. Give a nice farewell to Dallas,
It was
and
it wasn't great. It was fine.
well, I mean, compared to the series being, because like I'm pretty sure Steph been scoring more
Oh yeah,
of the
every game I
point,
feel
like
like.
just a little bit more. Like it wasn't always the line, but it wasn't like this kind of margin where it was like Clay was always left behind like that
I got
big.
another one for you, a sleeper. I'm looking at this number two. It's kind of hidden in the mix, but I bet you could have a similar correlation to when Draymond scores over 15. He had 17 points this game. Like
Yeah,
he's not a
I was
scorer
just trying
like
to tell you, I
that.
was just like, I didn't even know Drake Man had 17 this one. I hadn't even seen that, but I was just like,
Plus 9 assists,
you know,
bro. So that's essentially means that he was accounted for at least because if you count all those assists as twos, 18. So he's accounted for 35 points in the game.
yep.
So that's pretty crazy.
So
And 10 and I'm sorry, 6 rebounds.
yes,
6 rebounds, 1 block. So let me see it. Like I'm gonna click on goal state. Unless he had like 7 turnovers, that's pretty good. Only 3, pretty good.
yep, yep. Because
5 fouls though, but I wouldn't expect any
oh
less
yeah,
from
that's all right. Exactly,
Draymond.
exactly.
5 fouls. I want here's the only stat I want to see is like how much time were they spent talking during the game because I bet Draymond would be on for all 48. He talks so
but
much
yeah,
he gotta do the podcast after the game. He can't stop talking.
all right.
Yo,
I feel like
Draymond,
he kind of
get us on
do.
that show, baby.
I feel like he does have one though. I feel like I think I saw something about that too
You watch the
recently.
show?
So
Oh,
like,
you don't watch Draymond's show? I watch that shit
no,
every
yeah,
day.
actually no. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, okay,
Oh
okay. I was
yeah,
like,
that no, I was literally like that was like my shout out. Like Draymond Green, put us on your show. He's only got like 200 comments per video. So if I
yeah, yeah,
count
no,
it,
because I was wondering, yeah, because I was like, I want to say he knows.
Colin Cowherd,
Hmm.
sportscaster. He's got like a YouTube channel, kind of sports network kind of thing, and he's got like people on it basically. And Draymond's like one of his people.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like I think that's what I was kind of seeing article wise or something like
It's like the volume or
wise.
something.
Yeah,
I'll send you the link.
yeah, it
I'll
was
put
something
the
just random. I was
thing
just like,
in.
oh,
I'll put everyone. I'll put the link in the description and the little logo
right,
right now, so everyone can see what we're talking
right,
about. But no,
right.
he's good. He's very good at it, actually.
Yeah, yeah, I would imagine like I forget where he came from. Let's see, but I would say he's basketball. Yeah, Michigan State. Like he knows his basketball. Like has love for it and stuff like that.
Mm.
So I wouldn't expect less.
But it's just
It's
kind of
just
crazy that he's doing it while he's playing in the
yeah,
season right now.
yeah,
After every
yeah,
game, like he'll talk about the Eastern Conference Finals and then he'll talk about his own games. So it's probably like the most unique perspective that I've ever really seen.
yeah. Because I don't think I would say this is low percentage of any current.
I can't
You
imagine
know,
there's ever been something like this before where someone's like talking like it's almost like a live vlog basically,
yeah, yeah,
inside the Warriors because
yeah.
you got to watch it, you'd love it because he gets real not like deep into it but it's just so casual that it's like it brings it down to reality. It's like they're all humans too and it's like we're going to do
Exactly.
this, we're going to
Yeah.
hope like they expected to sweep Mavericks. So like I know he was a little surprised that they didn't and then he's like it's all good, we'll just win at home. They did.
Yeah.
It's just cool to hear from their perspective because we're out here saying it, hashtag IAS, and
Exactly.
you never know
Exactly.
who. I mean, so if Draymond, if you got any ignorant opinions you want to throw down, you can come on our show too.
Yeah. We definitely have you. But yeah, with him, being well, him usually kind of being the X factor because we always say like he's the heart of the team. I feel like there's two main X factors for this series. And Kevin, I don't know how much for other ones. But Andrew Wiggins for sure, he was X Factors for other
Oh
seasons. I
man, he's
mean,
like the
other series.
fourth man, bro. Because they had Poole coming up, before the playoffs started as like their, up and comer, and then
Yeah,
Wiggins is now coming to his own. So yeah,
yeah, like
Warriors is
Wiggins.
looking pretty strong.
Yeah, and so which I've probably mentioned maybe off camera, if not on, like Wiggins is looking like the Wiggins they expected out of
Hmm.
Kansas. Like
Exactly. Yeah.
you don't got to be superstar, but for sure be all star and like do your part. And yeah, they like I feel like Wiggins was like the Ben Simmons, but like he wasn't afraid to shoot. Like
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
it's
Well, I
just
never really
like he
watched a
had
lot of him. Where did they trade him off to? Wasn't it like Memphis or Minnesota, one of those teams?
who Ben Simmons?
No, Wiggins. Like when because he got drafted by
He was
Cleveland.
Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland. I
Didn't
what
they
did he?
trade
Oh yeah,
him
he
for
didn't go to
Kevin Love?
Minnesota. Yeah, yeah. Oh, so wait, no, oh, no, no. We're getting it mixed up.
Yeah, I
He
am
he
getting mixed
started in
up.
Minnesota.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to put him on Cleveland too. Yeah,
Wait,
but yeah, it's
wait. So who
Menace.
did
He started
Cleveland
in.
trade then
Yes, I'm
for?
trying to remember.
Wait, that's you click on Wiggins right now. It says Minnesota was his first
Says
team,
Menace. Yep,
but he got
Minnesota.
traded before he started though. It was Wiggins, bro. It was definitely
Okay,
Wiggins.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
see it being that.
No, no. See,
Like
look at
like
this draft 2014 first round pick, first pick by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So that's how I know I'm not tripping, right? Because I was like,
right.
so yeah,
He
like
only ever
he
he just
got
never played
he
a game for
won
them.
basically. It
But
was
he was always
like
that
kind of
asset, the
yeah. So it was the
piece.
same kind of night, kind of probably the deal, right? Where it was like they got him, but then they made it somehow. Minnesota was like made a miracle. Was like, yo,
Well,
let's.
because Minnesota was Love, right? Wasn't that Kevin Love?
I think so. That
So I'm
probably had to
pretty
be
sure they
yeah,
traded
it had to be
Andrew
yeah something
Wiggins for
crazy.
Kevin Love, and they already had Kyrie, and then LeBron went home. I'm
Right.
Kyrie. And
Yep.
then they did what Boston's about to do to this Golden State team. Go down 3-1 apparently, and then win or something. I don't know. That's how they would win, honestly. Like if Boston were to win, they would do it in some stupid way like that. We're like, well, we're gonna, come back from the impossible. It's gonna be ugly the whole time.
Yeah.
If they play, I'm gonna only watch if game. I will not watch game one. I refuse. I absolutely refuse. I've been duped too many times. I will check the box, and if it looks interesting, I will watch game two. And if it does not look interesting, I will not watch game two. Because I'm
Right.
so sick of watching Boston go onto the court and then halfway through the first quarter need their diapers changed because everyone shit their pants. Like I'm just so sick of it.
I feel it. I know that pain. I know that pain.
Yeah, I can't keep going through it.
Um.
It's like watching my kid try to like run through traffic and be like, "I got it," and it's like, "Oh my god." So, that was that. Yeah, we tied on the week. I didn't update the scores, but we already figured out the difference. Like I was 22 and a half points ahead last week. I'm still 22 and a
Yeah.
half points this week.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a little confusion. I thought he was saying like I somehow caught up, and I was like, "Oh, that's great to hear." But he was,
Yeah, we
"Oh
yeah
no,
we
sorry."
tied. We tied. No, we are tied.
Yeah. Like he was saying tied as in the individual record for this, not
Right.
overall. So I was like,
Because
"Oh,
I mean, we,
okay,
we
just."
both went 4-2 on our picks, which is very respectable.
Yeah, which I was like, I'm not tripping because this was first year, so it's been fun
I'm
and
not tripping either, man. I lost
and
NFL. I haven't bitched about it more than 7 times. Only six or five.
just trying to learn the NBA again. And it's nice to
Hmm.
see all these newer players
New players,
and
familiar faces. It's kind of like
yep,
in a weird way, like when we went from Smash 4 to Smash Ultimate. It's like, oh yeah, you're here still. You're here still. Oh, now
yep,
you're here. Now
yep,
you're here. Okay, cool,
yep,
cool.
yep, exactly.
I feel like we would be a little remiss if we didn't at least touch on tonight's
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
diaper
definitely.
changing performance, where I mentioned this off camera, but like this was one of those points where like it's just run through my head like 7 times, and I just have to mention it on camera again. Where we were, oh hey, look at it, it's right there. It's right there. My cursor jumps right to it. 99-99. What you call it? Jaylen Brown was kind of pulling up for a three, kind of not. And I know I've been hyping him up earlier, but I'm complaining about everyone on Boston, like every single player except for Derek White. Except for Derek White, he's the only player who I'm not going to complain about this entire postseason. This entire call it. I'll say the Miami run because I don't want to. I
Yeah,
forget exactly his numbers
yeah,
from the Memphis run, but this Miami
yeah,
series has been
yeah,
clutch. I know he missed that one game. Sue
yep,
him. He became a dad. Whatever. I will probably miss my basketball game too. But 99-99. Kyle Lowry fouls out. It was almost a shooting foul, but it wasn't beyond the arc. It would have been 3 shots instead of 1. Doesn't really matter because Jaylen Brown goes ahead and misses 2 of them. He probably would have missed all 3, so it really does not matter.
Right.
And then because of the miss, they just they not only does Boston like to take games off, they like to take plays off, they like to take moments off, and then they just decided to take this moment off at the end of the game. They let Butler run down, get the easy layup, foul him, and at that exact moment is when I turned off the game, and I was just like, I can't keep doing this. I will just check the box later. I know we're going to have this show later, so I know we're going to lose, and I will just see exactly how we lose, because it was, at that point, slightly under 2 minutes left. They're at the line. It's going to get into that foul game territory, and we're just playing like Dukes. Not to rant on for too much more, I know I got one more thing, because just before this play, too, Marcus Smart dribbles up to the key. Dribbles up. He's cooking. 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Shoots a wild 3. And it's like, at that point, even before the 99-99 play, I'm like, you're not that guy, Marcus Smart. I don't know why you're doing this. And I was done.
Yep. And I hate those moments. For that one play that you brought up, though, was it, so I imagine it was one of those, like, so he missed the second one, and then it was just like, kind of like, just tip, and then like kind of roll to...
Tip, 4 on 3, we have advantage, and I'm just going to plow through your 3 guys.
Yeah, then.
Because it's one of those spots where, Boston was jogging, and Butler was sprinting,
Exactly. Like everybody have taken a play off before, which I think they happened in the Dallas Golden State, where it is like they took a play off, and it was just like, you just can't take play. Like, you never know when people are going to be like, do something crazy,
Right. I guess I kind of, like, after playing the Switch Sports with the soccer and all that, let's put it this way. You never know at what moment the person is going to hit sprint and drain their stamina meter. Like, we've all got X amount of stamina. When are you going to use it is kind of the mix-up, so to speak, in the metagame of the sport. Exactly. Which is great. The fast break is super cool. The free-flowing aspect of the game is very nice. That's why I think basketball is probably the most entertaining sport to follow, as in, like, not from a league perspective, but just like the actual game. Like, hockey has the same free-flowing aspect, but the scoring is too low. Soccer is too big of a field, and football stops every 5 seconds. Baseball is golf with 9 players.
Yep.
So
you called it right.
Yeah, this now, you know what's crazy though? Big Al had 3 points, but it was a clutch 3. It actually put us up by 3. Like, and this was the most disappointing part. It put us up by 3, and then Miami calls a timeout because they were up by like 7 or 6 or 9. Like they were steady up by 9 points. Right. This puts us up by 3. They commercial timeout. We come back from the break. They go on a 5-0 run, and then we get a miracle 3. I forget exactly who gets it to tie it up. And then the whole riffraff occurs, and we just can't complete the game.
And that's what you hate to see. You really hate to see. It's like when you got your top 3, one of your top 3 scorers struggling, 1 for 8, 1 for 6.
Yeah.
And Tatum and Brown only combined for 50 versus Butler's 47. One guy. It's just like,
dude, 40. I didn't even actually look. I didn't see that number. I didn't
expect 47 tonight. I was like,
47 is like a circus number, bro. Like that's a regular season number. You don't see 47 in the playoffs.
Exactly.
That's
you're not seeing 47.
That makes me want to puke, man. I can't believe he had 47 points.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I'm looking around too, and I'm not really sure where else we get the extra points from. I guess Jalen's got to go for 25, and Pritchard needs to score some buckets.
Yes,
I don't know.
Yeah, so it's like, if it doesn't come from Horford, it's between Peyton and Grant, because Peyton is
Let's check the stats.
Which he only played 3 minutes, which is like
a little odd, maybe a little injury, who knows? Because he's been like, him and Tatum had been playing a lot of time in the backcourt.
So it's a little odd to me, but it not too much really, because the fact that you guys did get Derek White back, so I felt like he was the more consistent one, like basketball sense, because Grant it just seemed like he's always gonna be at a 3, like literally, I'm here, like I'm not cutting to no basket, and Derek White was more of the like, I can do both, like I'll be cutting to the basket and I could be at the 3, but more than likely he was holding the ball, because when Jalen, Tatum, or Marcus is not in, like that's the point guard. And then Peyton is cool, but I feel like he just like, he's still not there yet. Like he's one of those like he felt like a G League player in the NBA league to me. And it was just like when he went off, it was because he believed, and that's good. Like you got to have confidence first of all when you're on the court.
Right.
And he's one of those, like, out of all these players on the team, like he definitely has confidence. It's just a matter of like, do you have the talent to be consistent and make your shots and bring a good game, And unfortunately, he just didn't get to show it off in this one
Right.
because it's Ume, right? Ume Udoka.
Yes, something like that.
He just felt like not really splitting the time between him, Grant, and Peyton, and just giving more of Grant the time because I
I
expect
guess
Derek White.
32 minutes for Horford, and I mean, I don't know if let's see, what do we get? So, what is defense? Oh, defensive rebounds. Okay, so defensive
Yeah,
rebounds and then rebounds total.
yeah,
So let's see what Horford had. So that's
exactly.
saying 7 of the 9. So not 7 plus 9. So saying it's 9 rebounds
Yeah.
total.
Mhm.
And 5 assists, 3 turnovers. But that's not enough. That's not enough production. Like for 32 minutes, 33 pretty much. Like you could definitely have taken 7 minutes off of that and tried to go. Like Pritchard has he has like a Curry-esque three. Like not in terms of consistency, but like the range
Yeah,
and the
exactly.
arc. Like he
Yeah.
shoots it pretty much farther and as good as anyone on our team, and we only really gave 7 people minutes that game, or this game.
Yeah. And yeah, so like I feel like the only well, Horford a little interchangeable because I guess for the fact that he probably felt like so he should be in there more probably for Bam. So then that leaves Robert. Like Robert, you're gonna have to share your minutes and Grant share your minutes with Peyton because
Marcus Smart
everybody
didn't
else
need to play 40 minutes.
you could say that because
I will.
who I forget who do they switch off? Does he share guarding Jimmy
No,
this whole series
I'm sorry.
between Jalen? Does he share? Do Tatum, Brown, and Smart all share Butler every now and then to guard Jimmy? Because I felt like he
Um,
was the main one guarding Jimmy. I thought that was his assignment.
I honestly don't know. Hashtag
Okay,
IAS.
all right. I would assume that's why because
I
that like the way you're
Okay, I just wanted the reason why I'm saying this is because Horford was on the floor for 32 minutes. Jimmy Butler had 47 points. No one was guarding Jimmy. So we need some offense. Like it didn't matter. Like we had every big man on the floor for the whole game, and this dude still put up 47. So I guess my initial like thought of the matter was let's get the shooter out there because the defender is not doing the job.
exactly. Like you start off like that, like because the way I see it, like the game plan always is like Horford for Bam, and then we'll say Marcus for Jimmy, and then Jalen for the others two, whoever Kyle and all of them. So then it's like okay, once that game you see that game plan is kind of not working, and it's just like yeah, switch it up, and I wouldn't want to switch up the Marcus part because it's like yeah, you want to have your best defender on their best offensive player. But if that's not the case, like if they were sharing between Jalen and Tatum, then it's like, yeah, go ahead and get your other somewhat offensive threat out there and try it that way and just, hope that like sometimes the small ball teams they be the ones to bring back the make the comebacks.
I mean, look
It's
at Golden State.
crazy. Yeah, it's crazy to say, but there's been plenty of times when it was coaches was just like, man, my big man is not no help, and I just go ahead, go small. Let's just do
Right.
it. Like I just want all offense out there, or good offense. So, but y'all get a game 7 now, so
Little
this is
too
like this.
defensive. Or like if you look at the 45 from Jason and then the 41 from Jalen, that's great. But then you got 32, 26, and 40 basically spent on defense.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that it
And we lost by
didn't.
8.
Well,
And I mean, once again, we lost by 8 with 99, 2 minutes left to go. So it's not like we got blown out, even though we lost by 8. But we were down by 8-ish most of the game, so we really did just get our asses kicked. And Boston was an 8-point favorite, might I add. It says 8.5 here, but when I checked in the morning, it was definitely 8. It doesn't really matter, but they were a
yeah.
significant favorite, and they lost in the exact opposite direction.
You know what's crazy too? So it's like you look at this like 11, 6 from Bam, 18 from Kyle, 13 from Max. Like the 18 from Kyle, okay, somebody didn't do that job, you could say. But the Bam was like, okay, cool, yeah, you want to see a Bam with 6, and then Max, yeah, 13. And so yeah, it would just feel like truly like whoever was guarding Jimmy, like you just really did your part. But of course, as always, it's just it's a team effort. So hopefully it just goes back to the drawing board. And I forgot though what was, and the worst part too was Tyler wasn't even playing this, so it was like that's another offensive threat that they have. That it's just like
Yeah.
if he comes back for game 7,
Right.
hopefully you guys can keep him low numbers. Like he hasn't been having blowing up, but his
Right.
points don't hurt
But it's
when he
almost like
do
one of those
score.
things like, oh, well, he wasn't in the game. Jimmy got to score more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like his points just went to Jimmy's, you could say. So it's just like, yeah, like it never feels good when teams are missing certain players that could make a little difference, to whether it would have been a bigger win or a worse loss, depending on which side of the coin, you're on. But
Hmm.
this is like, yeah, so. The only, as they say, like silver lining, I guess I would say is the game 7. You get
Yep.
one more chance, like do or die, go win
Uh,
or go home, as they've been saying, the old playoff saying.
right. Let's get this last pick out of the way. So we've only
Yep.
got the one, the game 7, the aforementioned, the lead in.
Yeah. So you want to explain how we gonna do it?
Yeah, because we only got the one pick this week, and we're not going to get picks for until the finals, which is going to start on Thursday, which is when we record. So I guess record Wednesday, something like that. But even then, for this one week, we're just going to split this up. So T-Mac will pick between either the spread or the total. I'll pick the opposite, and then he will pick the winner, and then I will, as a default, take the opposite pick. So we're going to essentially both have 2 picks, that are each worth 2 points. So we can still try to make, either a 4-point gain or a 4-point loss.
Yeah. So yeah. So I will be going with Miami with the 2.5 spread, and I
Okay.
believe
Okay.
Miami will be winning this. Yeah, couldn't tell you how. But if this game has to go down to the wire for Boston just to barely lose, and Jimmy might just score 30, and they get Tyler back, and it's just a nice double digits across the board with most of the starters and him off the bench, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. But yeah, I want to believe Boston is gonna win it. Set aside my distaste for them, but
Well, my only
they,
saving grace is in the way that Boston has not won 2 games in a row since Brooklyn. Miami has not won 2 games in a row this series. So
yep,
we are both on trend of just trading games, and it seems like home court doesn't
yep,
really matter. Especially because we
yep,
know Miami, if they're down by 8 with like 3 minutes or 4 minutes or 5 minutes left, that their entire crowd is just going to leave. So we essentially will have home court if we're winning in the second half of the fourth quarter. And
yes,
yeah, so I don't hate that much. I'm glad I get to still root for the Boston. But I gotta go over that 197.5.
yeah,
I think that's. I mean, we've had a lot of mail-in performances lately, and yeah, it would have to be one of those ones where it's like one team just puts up 80. Like we've seen Miami put up. I think like that's kind of what they're suggesting. Like Miami might just put up 85 points, and it's like yeah, but still like that means Boston could still put up 115. I think that would not 80. I guess fine 83. They could put up
hmm hmm
115. It's just but then again, if Jimmy goes off for 40 points and we still somehow win, like that's going to put it over. So I think there's a lot of ways that it can be either or. We've already determined numerous
yeah,
times that at this
yeah,
point we're just flipping a coin. So I might as well literally just
yep,
flip a coin and be like, heads is whichever one. Heads is over,
yep,
tails is under.
exactly.
I'd probably be better off, honestly, at this point with my percentages. That's like that's half the reason why I even thought to start doing something like this, because I'm like I need to start keeping track of my picks in an accountable way, because I would try to like bet without betting money, and I could
hmm
never really trust my pick because it never really meant anything. So I'd try keeping
Exactly.
track of like fake picks, but with this whole little like wager thing we got going, like I check it and it feels pseudo like a bet, even though it's not a real money
Yeah,
bet.
yeah. It still means something. No, we taking it serious.
I got to even that up, man. The NBA to NFL, I can't be going down 0-2.
Yeah, no, I knew it. I knew it was coming. But yeah, so we
Hopefully.
shall see Sunday.
Yeah, we shall see. What is this? What time is this game? I wonder. Let me check. The
8:30. Oh yeah, 8:30 for you. So then 5:30 for me.
PM on a
Mm-hmm.
Sunday. People got
Yes, man.
work in the morning. What is wrong with the NBA?
Yeah. At least according to this, let's see. Let's see what y'all. Yep, Yahoo says 5:30. So yeah,
Yeah,
8:30 for
that's
you.
a little. I mean, so in East Coast, it's going to end at like 11 o'clock plus.
Yeah,
Like that's just
and
ridiculous.
yeah, I want to say yeah, that's the norm because it's like it's so funny how like 3 hours for certain things it's like that doesn't seem like a big difference, but like in the sporting world it's just like yo, but
Mm-hmm.
what about the Pacific Coast people, the West Coast? If you want to think about us, man, like can you make that game a little little later, you know.
Yeah, but 5 o'clock. I mean, like it's a Sunday though. Why can't it be 3 o'clock?
Exactly, yeah, right? Because it's like so that, like usually that's the same overall, but it's like but then it applies to the Monday through Friday for the rush hours because like people are just barely getting off work usually, so it's like yeah, it makes sense for that. But yeah, for Saturday Sunday, it's like most people usually, I think I want to say if it's a 55-45 weekends, like,
Right.
like people get
This
more
time is
people
only
more
good
jobs
for
on
a
the weekend.
Friday or a Saturday, where people can kind of almost usually sleep in the next day.
Exactly, but then maybe it's just like we know you're gonna tune in Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
We call it how we want to do it, and it is what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, get in that Discord. Let us know what your finals picks are going to be, what your Game 7 pick will be, and how many games do you think who's going to get what in the final? Because I still think it could be a scrappy series. You never know. Like I'm once again, I'm not going to watch Game 1 if Boston gets in. If Miami gets in, I will absolutely watch Game 1 because then I will have no vested interest in either team. But
Exactly.
like depending on how bets or this or that, whatever, like for the show. But for the most part, it'll be like an easier to watch game and. Yeah, so what do y'all think?
Definitely tell us in that description. Click the Discord link. We will be waiting.
Patiently waiting.
Yes, patiently waiting. Because I was like, in my head, I said patiently, and I was like, I'm gonna say
Right.
it.
We'll try to figure out like some of the props and this and that for once the finals are picked out, and we'll post in the Discord for our Discord competition. So you got to be in there to see what the competition is for our $5 free roll. Maybe get some
Yeah,
fun picks for that next series that we got going on there.
yeah. Because it was fun doing the. Did they call that prep? The
Yeah,
NFL one.
yeah. It's just
It was
props.
yeah. So you would say prop just in general, right? Just
Yeah.
well, I guess yeah for the fact that I mean,
It's
because whenever I think prop, I'm like it got to be like a thing, like an actual like physical.
the prop stands for proposition. It is an either or event.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what I figured. I was just like when I was just like, I know prop is probably short for something, but I just every time I just hear the word prop, I think
Right. You think
like
of like well, props.
this is a
Right.
prop,
Right.
like this is a prop on the set, like
Right. I feel you.
so yeah,
Yeah, the wagering world has some very odd terms.
yeah, yeah. So, but I'm learning.
Right.
I'm more ignorant than he is in this world, but I'm trying to get
That's
there.
just because I've been playing poker forever, man. So like you're surrounded like when you spend a lot of time in casinos and like on gambling based websites, you just happen to see it, you're immersed in it, and then eventually it's like
Exactly.
the lingo.
Yeah.
It just kind of comes to you. But yeah, any closing thoughts on this awful series or these playoffs or the episode or anything so
Yeah,
far?
for sure by game 4, I was like, yeah, this is gonna go back and forth. I was like, this is definitely not
Mm-hmm.
gonna be like the Golden State Dallas. I was like, I can't tell you if there's gonna be keep being like win by 10 to 20 each
Mm-hmm.
game, but I was like, it's for sure. I think it's going to game 7, and if I was a betting man and I would have bet that, hopefully I would have been a rich man. But
Yeah.
and you gotta take it slow and just
Yeah,
see how it is.
I have text proof. I text Des Boston in 7. He was like Boston in 5, and then I think I was telling you about that. And then the other day I was like Boston in 5. I forgot the game 6, and he was like, Boston in 6. And then tonight he texts me. Tonight he texts me. It's over, bro. Miami in 7.
Right? He
And
said,
I'm
yeah,
like, if we win, we don't deserve it. I'm like, we suck. We're awful. I'm so mad at this
man,
team. But to be fair, technically, I could still be right with my Boston in 7 call.
you definitely can. You definitely can. Yeah, I would say you guys deserve it just a little bit. It would definitely be like this would definitely be the because you have to be you're 18, right? So this would definitely
Yes,
be like
the
the least
ugliest
mentioned
18,
18. Yeah, this would be this
the
would be
forgotten
like
18.
yeah the forgotten 18. Like
Unless
yeah, like
unless it's the start of like they string a few together, then be like, oh
exactly.
yeah, that first year was
Exactly.
rough, but
Like
then after that it was good.
yeah, yeah, like 2P, 3P, they like it needs to be attached to something like that because
Exactly, yeah. Because on
yeah,
it's it's kind of like episode 4, the very first Star Wars movie. It's like it was all right, but it really needed Empire and Return of the Jedi to make it like a solid
exactly.
series.
Yeah,
Because if
like
you lead
you,
off on just that first one, trash
cause
compactor.
cause yeah, y'all just only won the '08, right? Yeah, y'all didn't. Y'all won the
This is
'08.
the longest drought in a Boston championship since like their first one. Like they have not gone more
Yeah,
than 10 years without a championship since winning the
right.
first one. So yeah, '08 was our last.
Yeah, because it was like yeah, we won the '09, 2010. Okay, yeah. Okay, I wonder. I gotta look back. Who was in the '07? Think that
Hmm.
true.
07.
Was that the
I know Detroit won a random year back in the day, and then there
yeah?
was
Because I was
like,
say, was
I
that the Dallas Mavericks
no, no, I think that was
in Miami?
'06.
That was so yeah.
I want to say, and then I know that the Spurs were winning them back in the day too. So
You might have been because I feel like Spurs was like 03, 05, 07.
right, like I know that the Lakers, the Spurs
Mm.
strung up together a bunch. Then I know because once again, I only really started following the NBA in 2010, and it was right
Yep.
near the end of 2010. So like 2011 was my first year following the NBA. I want to say that was LeBron's first year in Miami. I
Who was
basically
one?
2011.
Yeah, I want to say yes.
I started off my NBA watching career as a like certified LeBron hater. Like that was my like I just never liked him as I never liked his demeanor. I never liked his attitude, but I always feared his game. So it was never fun.
Right. But yeah, that was Spurs. That was the old 4-0 Spurs against LeBron.
Ah, that makes sense. That makes
First,
sense.
first. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was first finals appearance for him. First year, first. Yeah, 22 years old, all that stuff.
Oh, I got
So.
this big chunky bean on my leg. My leg's so asleep. I say hi, Zoe.
Hi.
Mm,
Like, when
that's
it's
her
bean
talking.
time.
Yeah, no, she could show her big old butt. She ain't need no feeding time.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. No, you ain't getting all that goods. Oh wow, she's finally looking in the camera for once. For once, little girl. Bro, it's funny. I almost didn't even I put on the background today. You know, being in the Boston Stadium, I almost changed it to something else. I was like, man, where am I going? I ain't gonna be here tonight. I can't stand this place. I'm the last person
Right?
in this damn stadium. You're all mad.
Man. Makes me. Are y'all in hockey? Boston Bruin?
Are we
Are
in?
y'all
Are we in
are,
where?
are y'all still at?
Oh
Did
no,
y'all make it this
we
season?
got eliminated by Carolina Hurricanes, and I think the second
Oh
round.
yeah, that was just yeah, just okay, man.
Because like I
So
was
it's gonna
kind of
look like
following
you.
it when I was
Yeah.
following the rest of the NBA, but
Mm-hmm.
then it was just too much, and then I saw
Oh yeah.
that Carolina had like moved on to the next series, and I was like, yeah, whatever. You know, I was like, I think this is like definitely the last hockey that I can follow. Because I put on one game, and it's just like to watch the highlights, I didn't really fully get what was going on, and then to
Right.
watch the full game. It's just too long. Like it's to watch 2 3 hour games in a day of hockey
Yeah. Oh
and
yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
NBA. Like in a way, I'm almost like glad that the NBA is kind of winding down because I was thinking like in a sense like this will be more kind of like our off season in a sense like we'll have like just less overall to follow, talk about this and that, and it's like it's all right. I could use a little wind down, getting ready to move and trying to get ready to ramp up everything else too. So
Yeah.
this whole sports thing is crazy. Like the sports, I feel like the summertime is the off season for people who like do this kind of thing. Like you see the people take their vacation time in
Yeah.
August and this and that. The
I
shows
would
go on
imagine so.
reruns and all that. So even if we're like even if we record every week, still it's with the WNBA. There's just like what do we say? There's like the 12 teams, and I think they only play
Yeah.
like
Yep.
I don't remember if we even determined exactly how many games they play, but it's a
Yeah. I
pretty
don't.
small
Yeah.
number.
Yeah. Definitely small numbers. So
Yeah. So overall, like these episodes might get cut in half, and I ain't mad at the moment.
exactly.
But yeah, because it's been a
I
lot. It's like looking at it, it's like yeah, we only got 8 maximum basketball games left, but it's all good. It's been a good season. It's been cool looking
yes.
at and a little time to maybe look back on some of the earlier, not necessarily games, but just stats, players, this that, kind of get a feel for the league, get ready for next year.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's ready for next year because
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna be doing this all three for the NFL for the first time and see
Yep.
how that experience goes. So
Yep.
hopefully you guys stick around, be there
If we can be
September, right?
this good for this, yeah, I think September. If you want to do a little, won't count, or we can do like a little. This is like the way we do our props. We can consider it like an extra bet if you want to do the preseason. We can start with those. I think 3 games now we get in the preseason because it's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
17 game
We see
regular
that.
season.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Cool man. Well,
Yep.
I think little Z is ready for some playtime. Maybe a little walk that rain's over with, and yeah, we will catch y'all next time.
Exactly. See y'all for episode 31.
Yes, sir.